over my dead body.
I want to die.
Alright, that's enough. Welcome to the PDC Podcast.
Welcome
to
another episode of
episode 15. I can't believe we have 15 episodes.
Yeah, well, we've been recording for like, what is that, 3-4 months?
I mean, but we haven't even been doing it every single week.
True.
We've done it most weeks, though.
We've recorded like 3 or 4 months worth, but not really
right.
So what are we going to do for the big 2-0 or the big 2-5?
Probably the same thing we did for the 1-0, which was
accidentally mess it up.
The same episode. Have a normal episode.
Oh, yeah.
I'll make a statement right now that we definitely won't stick to. Episode 50 will be a drunk podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I guarantee we're not
going to stick to that. Don't get your hopes up.
I'm not saying we're going to like actively try to not stick to it.
Okay.
But it's just by the time we get to that many episodes,
we will have forgotten. That's true.
1, we'll forget, or 2, it'll be so terrible, there's no use in posting it.
Right.
Well, I mean, the one drunk episode we did, the one ghost episode, never got to see the light of day because I transferred it incorrectly.
It was abducted by aliens.
Yeah.
It was a lot of trash.
It's better that it's gone.
It's really, really okay that it's gone.
If any of us ever wanted to run for public office, that's the episode that would have stopped us from running for public office.
It's in the deep web somewhere.
It's in the onion net somewhere. The onion night.
The dark web.
The dark web. The Tor.
Yeah.
What? Why is it that they have an onion for their little icon
for
thing?
the onion?
Yeah, no, for Tor.
Layers.
I have no idea.
For the Tor browser.
I don't know what the Tor browser is.
It's the darknet browser that many people use.
Okay.
Because onions have layers, much like ogres.
Yeah.
Much like the dark web.
Yeah.
Dude, you just made those connects.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Fine, I guess.
Man, I really hope that's not actually the reasoning, because that feels dumb.
I mean, but was it dumb in Shrek?
Yeah.
No.
But it was okay.
No.
It made sense,
it was okay.
But it was still dumb.
It was okay to be dumb. It's Shrek.
Shrek? What was it the other day? Oh shoot, what was it?
Did you make a reference?
Oh, it was Austin. Austin at the fire pit over at Huh? What'd you say about my shark?
I said they got shark from.
Oh no, not that kind of shark.
Yeah,
although that's also good. But no, Austin was like, frick. What was it? There was some green thing. Oh no, it was a marshmallow that we were throwing into each other's mouths, right?
Oh yeah.
And it rolled in some dirt.
Oh yeah.
And then
before you go on, were they different marshmallows?
It wasn't like
they were different marshmallows.
Ram caught it in my mouth,
and they take it out of their mouth,
and they chuck it into Austin's mouth.
It was actually it was throw, catch it in the mouth, big wind up of air, spit it back into somebody else's mouth.
You know that scene in the you know that part of the Friends theme song intro where the guy has the fountain water in his mouth and he shoots it straight up and then it manages to go directly back into his mouth. Yeah, it was that.
It's like spitting a marshmallow back and forth forever. Anyway, so we were tossing marshmallows around the campfire trying to get them into each other's mouths, just like kids do with the things.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so one ended up rolling in the dirt, and I think you picked it up, and you were like, hey Graham, open your mouth. And I was like, no, man, that rolled in the dirt. And I was like, I'm not going to eat that. And then Austin was like, yeah, give it to Shrek. And I was like, just out of nowhere, I think this is where you ended up tuning into the conversation. I just yelled, yeah, Shrek! from across the fire.
Oh, man.
That was it.
Yeah.
That's the story from my week.
That was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago, but it's the best thing that's happened to me in 2 weeks.
Well,
speaking of Shrek, I was talking to...
Man, I hate that this is relevant.
No, it's fine.
It's funny.
I was talking to my old roommate, Connor, before I moved back into Kansas City.
Yeah, Shrek!
God only knows how the conversation got to where it was, but I wrote something. When I have a memorable saying or quote said around me or by me, I tend to write it down. The quote was that... Let me make sure I'm reading it right. Having kids is like watching Shrek. The first time you watch Shrek, meaning Shrek 1, it's not great. You don't have a great time. But you learn something.
Ogres have layers.
They have layers.
The second time you watch Shrek,
just like
or have a kid, which is Shrek 2,
right? Of course,
not near as much fun,
right?
But you think you know what you're prepared for.
Yeah,
but then
that's fair.
The plot takes a twist.
Wait, hold on. What was what happened in Shrek 2? Is that Fairy Godmother?
Yes.
Okay. No. Yes, I don't.
I'm with you.
The plot was tracking. It's a bit of a mess, but you think you know what you're expecting, but you're wrong.
Right.
That's kid number 2.
Oh.
Then Shrek 3 comes along, and you're like, I've got it down. It's not going to be great, but I'll learn something. It'll be fine. but then absolutely nothing makes sense. It's a big mess, and you wish you were dead.
And you wish you were dead.
And that's how watching Shrek is like having kids.
But what about Puss in Boots and...
what the hell was Shrek 3?
Yeah, what was Shrek 3
There's
about?
like 4 or 5 of them.
Wait, was that the one with Jack Frost or something? Oh, that's the Santa Claus 3.
No, you're thinking of what's that movie? Guardians of Gahul?
Yeah.
No, that's the one with the owl. What's the one with Jack Frost? And the Easter Bunny and Santa.
I'm Mr. Heat Miser. I'm Mr. Meat.
I'm gonna look this up.
That being said, the analogy is that it gets you. I think, as dumb of an analogy as it is, it somehow oddly works.
I think it makes sense. Would you look up a quick synopsis of Shrek 3 for us, please?
Yeah. We're going to read a synopsis of Shrek 3 for the podcast. Okay. We're not going to do that. I'm sorry.
Man, I don't know. God,
that one's real loud.
It's not Shrek 3, it's Shrek the Third.
Oh, Shrek the Third. Oh, they have a kid? Is that what happens?
I mean, probably.
Rise of the Guardians.
There
what
it is.
What are you talking about?
Rise of the
Frost?
Guardians? Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a good movie.
It's got owls in it?
No, that was Guardians of Gahul. Obviously.
Ghoul?
Fricker.
Wait, like ghoul or Gahul?
Gahul.
How's it spelled?
G-A Hool. I don't remember.
G.A. Hool.
Yeah.
The new graphic novel by G.A. Hool.
Was this a Disney movie? No, it was DreamWorks.
I was going to say we should do a dramatic reading of the synopsis for Shrek 3, but it's far too long, so we're not going to do that.
That's fair.
Yeah, we can't... A dramatic reading can't really handle the twists and turns of the Shrek
of Shrek the Third.
The plot of Shrek the Third.
Fiona's dad is sick, and that's all I remember.
Okay. I don't remember any of that. But did either of you guys ever see Puss in Boots?
No. Yeah, actually.
Was it any good?
I don't remember. That's how good it was.
Oh. Was it on par with... Well, I guess you don't know.
Take your time.
Well, here's the thing. If we're going to take the analogy still with Shrek, Puss in Boots is just the awkward cousin you don't want involved with your family.
Was Puss in Boots the surprise child that you didn't want?
No.
But you just have to love out of obligation?
Stillborn one?
Oh!
Actually, no.
Okay.
Puss in Boots is the I have to I didn't want you, but I can't get rid of you.
Antonio Banderas, if you'd like to sponsor the PDT podcast,
I would be surprised.
Is he still alive?
Yes, he's still alive. Wait.
Oh yeah, the Red Viper of Dorne. He was that, right?
Yeah.
Man, Antonio Banderas.
The last 30 seconds.
Yeah. He's 57.
He was in that Santana music video.
What? We need to talk about something else because I feel like
we're on a downward spiral.
Yes, and I feel like Graham is just like steering us wildly into random directions.
I'm going to start talking about kids and Shrek.
Well, but from there, I don't know. I hate.
Listen. Listen, I've been doing a lot of research about how podcasts are supposed to be done.
Okay.
Meaning, I've been listening to
a podcast
that I think is really funny, and I won't mention what it is.
Because why would we give advertisements?
Yeah, no, you got to pay us if you want us to bump your podcast. If you want to
find out the name of that podcast, just email us. I'm not even going to give you the email. Just go find it in another episode.
Yeah, or just text me.
We'll make you listen more.
Yeah, it's bad. No, but this podcast is amazing, and it was set up in a similar way, just 2-3 guys having a conversation and just seeing where the conversation goes, and it always goes to
touching each
places.
other.
Yeah, touching each other
emotionally.
If it's the podcast, I hope it is. I really hope they're not touching each other.
I mean, they might be. They both got beards, so I hear. So they might just be stroking on the beard.
One guy's got a wife. The other one has a committed relationship.
Doesn't mean you can't stroke on the beard.
That hasn't stopped them before, has it?
Hey, there's an old adage that goes, just because there's a goalie doesn't mean you can't score.
This is the episode. This is Andrew's last episode.
This is all of our last episodes. We're all going to kill ourselves after this episode.
I mean, I'm not.
Okay, I am. And then I'll kill you before
I'm going to finish college, and then I'm going to kill myself.
Okay, cool. You got to accomplish something first.
Wow, that feels really bad.
Oh, sorry.
Let's talk about something happier.
Okay.
Let's make fun of an NFL team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Here.
I told Torrin about this before Graham arrived here. If you don't know, the Falcons built a new NFL stadium.
Yeah.
Super nice, state of the art, everything's great.
Yeah. My grandparents know people who built it. Sorry,
Nice.
the architect. They go to that giant megachurch they go to.
I hope he's not responsible for what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what it is, but say it.
Yeah. They put a Chick-fil-A's, more than one, inside their stadium. And
oh yeah, Chick-fil-A.
then someone had the realization,
That sounds so good.
Football's played on Sunday. Chick-fil-A's not open then.
Mother. Fucker.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not sure what happened, but I agree.
I wasn't gonna drink, but now I feel like I should.
If you want to. I have some Canadian Club right over there.
We both agreed earlier that we think it's funny that they would be like, Chick-fil-A in an NFL stadium. Great idea. Who doesn't just love Chick-fil-A? Everyone's big fan. And then there's that moment where they're all sitting around, and there's probably that one intern or way too high executive who just goes, "Oh my god, we've made a mistake."
It's the boardroom where they're celebrating getting such like a lucrative contract, and then amidst all the celebration, you have that one intern who raises his hand really cautiously.
What day do we play football on?
And is like, isn't Chick-fil-A closed on Sundays? And then there's just this loud, like the loudest silence that's ever been as eyes go wide and everyone's celebration.
They're all
like,
thinking of the millions of dollars they spent on this deal.
Right.
They have to pay Chick-fil-A to cancel and be like, oh god.
But what's the end game here? Was it just advertising? Because I feel like it's kind of tremendous advertising if you do have, but it's not worth just the one time. Like this news cycle is going to last all of about a week. Like people are going to be talking about this Chick-fil-A in the new Atlanta Falcons stadium
That's how I feel about the
that
Falcons.
that won't be open on any days but Thursday night football and Monday night football. Like,
here's the thing. I don't think they plan on keeping it around.
right.
Because when I first read it, I was like, there's no way this is real. And then I was like, oh, this is real. That's really bad. Which means what's going to happen is the Falcons are going to go, oh, God, I guess we'll pay the millions of dollars to pay Chick-fil-A to no longer have this deal, and then put in a Falcons pub or something like that. Like,
ooh, a Falcon fillet, where you eat Falcon themed
where they catch the mascot at halftime and they cook him.
Yeah, they cook him.
How about that?
And it's like kind of a toss up as to whether you're gonna get like fluff from the costume or human meat. Just depending on the time of day.
Man, I don't know. Do they have like a person mascot?
Yeah, he's in a giant falcon suit. They also have a real falcon that flies around the stadium.
Oh, okay. No way, that's sick.
The Seahawks do the same thing.
And then every Sunday they have someone shoot it down with a bow and arrow.
Oh, I thought you...
They have a guy just standing on the wall.
Right.
We have to just... But what about falcon fillets?
For the falcon fillets.
Right. They fire a 21-gun salute to the falcon fillet. And it just hits
the field.
Falls off.
Hold on, but let's talk about that a little bit. Like, how... So you can actually... Can you train the falcon to fly around the stadium and come back to a cage, or is it a really long leash?
There's literally something called falcon.
No,
falconry has been around for like thousands.
Oh, okay. Well, but what about the Seahawk though?
Yeah, same thing. They have two guys stand on opposite different parts on the field, and one guy with this giant arm with the falcon just has that, and the other guy just has his arm up and it lands on his arm.
What I was envisioning was like was sending up. It was like, all right, Falcon, time to take flight in 3, 2, 1, and then he does like 10 laps, and then.
Comes to a cage.
Then kicks the football through the uprights and then goes to land.
They disguise the football as like a salmon, and it's just like swoops down and grabs
it. Drops. It's like
that's super deflated.
Matty Ice just lets one fly to Julio Jones. 40-yard bomb to the end zone. It gets 10 feet from Julio Jones' giant monstrous hands, and this falcon just picks it out of the air like a salmon.
And takes it actually off into the night sky.
And that counts as a touchdown.
Yeah.
Because he's a falcon. Win. Right, that's the falcon of the Atlanta Falcons.
I feel like you may have some like vision of falcons being trained like dogs, where dogs will like go find a place to sit down and like pant, right, and like lick from a water bowl, right, and be like,
"You're just gonna wait." Talking about falcons.
Well, but really, falcons are like
fly to the other guy with his arm outstretched.
Right. It's like
because I know that he has had a mouse in the past.
Right. It's like he's helped me hunt. And he takes care of me.
Yeah.
And so I will perform tricks for him occasionally.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But for dogs, it's like, I've got a place to like sleep, place to shit, place to eat, place to drink. He scratches my belly, like, I'm good.
All I want to do is make this weird giant thing happy.
Right.
Yeah.
But for falcons, it's like, yeah,
dogs give me my mouse.
Right.
Give me a fish.
Right. Give me a fish.
Though I really do like the image of a falcon, like you know how dogs will like put their front feet on you and like bounce, and the falcon's just like just bouncing and looking up at you.
I imagine when you said put its wings up like the dog's paws, I imagined the high school prom students that drape their arms over the like 3 feet away and are backing up.
It's
at the same time as like, to make room for Jesus in the middle.
There was a video online where they had, after a game, Russell Wilson was supposed to see the actual Seahawk,
but he was supposed to do what?
See the Seahawk. Because they have one, they like have
fun.
He was supposed to like see it, and he was like, I want to like see it, I want to like hold it. And I'm like, well, you can't hold it. What we can do
is Seahawk.
Put the glove on you, and you can hold the rope it's attached to. And he's like, okay, I'll do that. And he's holding it, and the thing is like, I don't know this fucker. And he's like, trying to take off. You see Russell Wilson's just like, and it's flapping like crazy in the locker room, and everyone's just laughing at him. It's great.
Russell Wilson's like, man, he's such a good quarterback, but I feel like he's just a dweeb. You know?
Yeah.
Dweeb is the right word.
Like, no, I'm okay with that though.
Like, I mean, granted, like, I feel like there are a lot of NFL quarterbacks that are dweebs in comparison to a lot of the, like, really badass NFL players, but, like, when you look at Matt Ryan, like he goes home, sets up his D&D board, invites over, I don't know who, like Devonta Freeman,
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, and they come over and play D&D. Meanwhile, that's the other thing. Devonta Freeman and Julio Jones and like Odell Beckham Jr. and Antonio Brown.
I
love
like Devonta Freeman is in both groups.
Huh?
You said Devonta Freeman in both groups.
Yeah, this was an accident. But okay, yeah, maybe Devonta Freeman like splits his time between the two.
He's an elf ranger on the streets and a
NFL player in the sheets.
NFL player in the sheets. Oh, hell yeah.
No,
That's awesome.
I think for every like 5 NFL athletes who are committing domestic abuse or shooting their dick off in a club.
Okay, well,
there's like one who's just insanely intelligent.
Just
like there's a guy who I think he plays. I think he's like a lineman for the Giants, but he's like really good at chess.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, or there's like a guy who did, like he wrote his master's thesis in like quantum physics.
That guy played for the Ravens, and he was on their offensive line, and he's currently working on his 2nd and 3rd master's degree.
Oh,
yeah,
geez,
and
screw that.
He told the Ravens, he was like, "I'm retiring," and they're like, "You've been playing for like 3 years," and he was like, "I don't want CTE because my brain's really important to me.
My brain is important.
I've made like $15-some million. I'm done."
Right.
Yeah,
and they were like, "But we were building our offensive line around you," and he's like,
Bye.
I care more about not getting CTE than your offensive line. Right. Yeah, Alex Smith is really, really intelligent. Like, I forget what he studied at Utah. He graduated from Utah, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
And there's
his intelligence.
What's the dude's name? The French or the Canadian guy, Tardif.
Oh yeah.
Who plays for the Chiefs? Isn't he a doctor?
Yes, he's also a doctor in like 2 different things.
Yeah.
The other funny thing that I find, Ryan Fitztragic actually has the highest IQ of anyone in the NFL.
What?
Which is ironic because he's also an idiot.
Yeah, he's just the worst quarterback.
He graduated from, I think it was Harvard.
Dang, son.
With like a 4.0 and like near top of his class.
Jeez.
Insane IQ. But then the Chiefs ruined his career when he threw like 6 or 7 picks in one game.
It was, I think it was 6.
The day Ryan Fitzpatrick became Ryan Fitztragic.
Yeah, that really is a tragedy. When the guy with the highest IQ in the NFL
can't get a job because he's also an idiot.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if he's...
I think he actually is on... Yeah, he's playing for the Bucks somehow.
That's right. Yeah, because we talked about this with Kaepernick. Yeah. That's right.
He's somehow still on the team.
Oh, jeez. So what else? What else we got on the menu?
Good question.
Oh, I have a list.
I'm gonna make myself one more little big news, y'all.
Pause the
before the break. Sure. Actually, you know what? Let's have a sponsor. Pause in 3, 2, 1. Do you have a sponsor?
I'll have to pause.
Do we have a sponsor? All right. While you're pulling up a sponsor, we actually have a real sponsor today. I will give the big news. Nice. Guess what? I don't have to do tomorrow.
Work in Topeka?
Yeah, work in Topeka. That's the
because you're done with Topeka?
Well, no, but I don't have to go back there until there's inevitably some complaint. But for probably until I leave on the 24th for my trip, I don't think I'm going to be back in Topeka.
Nice.
And I am so excited. I just don't know what to do.
You can sleep in a bit.
I mean, like by half an hour, yeah.
You can
maybe an hour.
Get into work, get out of work and home earlier.
Before 4, probably. I'll probably get off at about 3:30, get home around 4. That's going to be amazing.
Pretty jazzy.
Yeah, super jazzy. Anyway.
So let's do the sponsor spot.
Yeah, we do
have a word from our sponsor.
And then we'll do butt water. And then...
no, butt water is the sponsor after the sponsor.
Right, of course.
Got it. Here, let me tell you all about a little a little sponsor we have called Pie Crate. Pie Crate is the #1 pie provider service in the country. The Pie Crate mission is to make pies accessible to everyone. Pie Crate does this by providing a more sustainable bakery system, setting the highest standard for ingredients, and building a community of pie and pastry lovers. Pie Crate has established partnerships with over 250 local farmers, fisheries, and ranchers across the United States. As a result, the pie ingredients are sourced sustainably under standards developed by partnerships with Berries, Fruits, and Meats Watch. Pie Crate comes from responsibly raised animals, produce produced by farms that practice regenerative farming, and because Pie Crate sends you the exact amount of pies that you need, they're reducing pie food waste. Eating pies together forms strong familial bonds, and research shows that families that demolish pies together are 5 times more likely to eat other meals and do things together.
Wow, 5 times? Are you serious?
Yeah. Here's some new information for everyone. People who spend a lot at restaurants or high-end grocery chains can now spend under $10 a person on pie.
That's a good deal.
How about these restaurants that are upcoming with new pies? Apple crisps, Australian and New Zealand meat pies, bean pies, butter tarts, cheese pies, fried pies, pecan pies, sweet potato pie.
Oh,
and with
it's
Pie
just like
Crate,
a smorgasbord of pies.
it's too many pies. And with Pie Crate, all your pie dreams can come true. So everyone go check out Pie Crate and get your free first pie free by going to piecrate.com/PDT/oh boy, that's a spicy deal.
Thank you, Pie Crate.
Yeah, so thanks to Pie Crate.
Yeah,
I appreciate Pie Crate.
Didn't really know what the difference between a New Zealand and an Australian meat pie was.
Did we get a memo from them on what that is?
But I did Pie Crate. I mean, I ordered the pie, the difference, or the 2 pies and tested them out.
Oh, you got both meats?
One's sheep. That's the Australian one.
Okay.
And then the other one is it's kiwi. Just the fruit and the bird they killed.
The fruit of the meat of the bird.
No.
Oh.
I thought that making a kiwi pie called New Zealand was a little bit racist, but after trying the pie, I was on board.
I was on board instantly.
Like, it was really good.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty right.
Kiwi and kiwi.
Yeah, so kiwi bird meat and then kiwi fruit.
Do they blend it in a blender?
No, it's like
finger
it's
blended.
diced. I mean, it's
finger blended.
Just when you stick your fingers in the pie and make the noises with your mouth.
Yeah, it was good though.
Man, that sounds amazing.
Had some carrots.
I haven't gotten my meat pies yet.
You got to sign up.
I ordered
when you do, make
the specialty
sure.
meat wad one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they discontinued that though.
You're probably going to
get a
get like
spoiled one.
No, it's
really
just
bad diseases from that.
Really
no,
old
it's just
meat wad pie.
so they keep the circulation of pies fresh. That's all.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow. Well, thank you, Meat
Thanks.
Pies. I mean,
Thanks, Pie Crate.
thanks, Pie Crate,
everything
for
you've done.
sending a mystery pie every single
Meat
day.
pie.
Give us all the money required to make this episode right here.
Man, bet no one of our listeners could even begin to guess how much it costs to get us all into
If you're
a room
guessing
together.
0, you might be right, you might be wrong. We'll never tell.
We'll never tell.
I mean, it is 0 though.
No, we'll never tell.
Never gonna tell.
It's never gonna tell.
Never gonna tell.
Never gonna tell.
Anyway, so what comes after
Okay,
this?
so now on to the important
The
things.
big news.
The news from this week.
Nice.
That's
So the news-
usually like starts the show.
No, we're good.
Okay, order. Stop. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about butt water.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Duh.
Okay. So enlighten us on butt water.
All right, so let me tell you about the saga of Buttwater.
I've never been less
It's a
excited.
man named Buttwater.
Of course.
I've never told you guys about this. Are you serious?
You might have. I just
This is
don't.
a big deal to me.
It's probably something I blocked out.
Could be. Okay, so it all began when I was in this band for a while, and we played with this other band called Wolf Face. They were from St. Pete, Florida, and their band was themed around Michael J. Fox's Teen Wolf. And they wore the basketball outfit, and they all had wolf masks. And they were a pop punk band, and they played music. And it was really good.
I half believe you that it was good.
Okay, it was half good. It was entertaining.
I don't believe you that the music was good. I believe you that it would be entertaining.
It was very entertaining. They had a song called "I Want to Be a Homo Sapien," and it was really great. Anyway,
I don't get it.
So
same.
My friends in Wolfface had another friend.
I want to point out My Friends in Wolfface could be the name of an album.
My Friends in Wolfface.
I think that's a band name itself.
Probably.
Yeah.
Hey, we're My Friends in Wolfface.
I kind of like
coming.
that.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. We're My Friends in Wolfface. Anyway, so one night we were staying at the drummer's house, Daniel, his house, after we played a show in St. Pete, and he started talking to us about butt water, like we knew what it was, and we were like, "No, what is? Did you say butt water? What is butt water?" And he's like, "Are you serious? You've never seen that Tosh.0 episode where he talks about butt water?" And so he proceeded to pull up a Tosh.0 clip, which our listeners at home can actually look up Tosh.0 butt water. There is a man at a party, and he runs around this fence, sticks a hose up his butt, turns on the nozzle, water goes up into his butt, and then he runs around and tackles somebody in the backyard at a party.
Oh no.
And sprays his butt water on their body, on the person on the ground, and everybody at the party is chanting butt water, butt water, butt water. It's like a common party trick that he does. And okay, so that's part one of the story. Part two of the story is that he knows this guy, one, and two, it happened at a party that he was at.
Was he the guy who got sprayed with butt water?
I don't think it was, but it was another member of the band. I don't remember which member of the band it was. Oh no! But if anybody listening right now is familiar with butt water,
has experienced butt
water, just know that you can reach out to support or to get some support from my friends in the band Wolfface, because at least one of them has been where you are and can at the very least lend you a listening ear.
Your friends in Wolfface sound like that. Someone I would not get along with.
They're amazing. They're actually great. Daniel, the drummer that we stayed with, he goes to the same church that some of the guys from Under Oath go to in St. Pete. The plot thickens.
My life is at a crossroads. Had you not told this story, I would have gone this way. But because you told the story, I went a different way.
Well, thanks, man. I'm glad I could help direct you down the right path.
I was kind of like, I didn't have dinner.
Oh.
And so I was hungry.
Dude, I said I was gonna pick up a frozen pizza.
I'm not now. Because of butt water.
If I could
not that it's like something that I would usually be like so repulsed by that I can't eat. Mm-hmm. It's so dumb.
Oh, it's really dumb.
Like, it's so dumb.
I mean, he just enemas all over somebody, which is real gross.
I watched it. It wasn't good.
You just watched it?
I did that in incognito mode because that's not going on my search history.
That's not going in my history.
I hate that you used enema as a verb.
All the people these days are doing it. That's the new trick.
Man,
that's how I feel about butt water. You hear a really sad, like a really sad cow. Same.
Are you looking it up right now, Torin?
Yeah.
You gotta see it. No, you have to see it.
You already don't want to eat. I don't want you projectile vomiting on me across the table.
It's worth a watch. All of our listeners at home, you need to know that it's worth a watch. It's not as bad as like Pan Olympics or anything. Or like,
technically,
what's the other one? There's like 3 other infamous viral videos. I want to watch.
It's really bad, but I love
it. It's real bad. Now, if you actually were to turn on the sound, you could hear this southern lady going, but water, but water, but water.
I hate every part of this.
These are my friends in St. Pete right here, live on TV. Okay, he did it.
I don't...
He sprayed!
There's never been an amount of water that smelled worse.
This is a low point for our podcast.
Yes.
No, on the contrary, I think that it's really important.
Present your defense.
Listen, I think that it's really, really, really important to, at least entertain the ideas of different cultures. And
you think
this particular man's culture
is bad.
Has him enemaing in the yard.
It's still not good.
In front of people. In front of a lot of people.
There's something... Like, there are some things where it's kind of gross, but there's like a strange, like, elegance to it.
I mean, he just lifts his leg and sprays.
Oh. No, I know.
There's no elegance.
This is the
no elegance.
It is gross, lift and spray.
And it is by far the least elegant thing. Like, it's not even... There's no charm to it.
He doesn't lift his leg and spray. He just stands over someone and squats.
He ducks behind a house, shoves a garden hose into his rectum, lets it fill some cavity with water. Before holding his junk, he runs out naked in front of people, lifts his leg, and bursts it from his butt.
But you didn't see the one where he actually shits the water on someone.
I don't want to see that.
I saw that one.
You saw that.
It was less graceful.
It was even less.
I want to die.
I want to talk about literally anything else.
Okay, well let's change the subject then. I happen to appreciate butt water for what he brings to the table.
I appreciate for what it is, but it's not much.
I mean, yeah, he doesn't bring much. He just brings butt water to the table.
He brings an ass full of water.
I had a topic that's sort of like not serious, but at least somewhat. Like, there's a level of interest that's there.
Okay.
We can't talk about that.
Oh, not after butt water?
No.
Not after butt water?
Filler.
From a tonal point, it would be abrupt.
I think it's a seamless transition. We'll just throw in a nice...
No, we'll talk about it next week.
Oh, come on. Does anybody else have anything to talk about? I don't have anything else to talk about.
I have a less...
Okay, well, if you have an alternative...
Less, not significant, but yeah. Okay.
So, let's do it.
So I asked this question to my brothers, and this could be the question that we save for the end, but I don't care. I asked this question: what is a kind of TV show that you're surprised hasn't happened yet?
Oh, that's a good question.
Whether it's like a game show or reality show or sitcom or like something based on something else, like on a book or on a movie or something, or...
That's a really good question.
Because there's a lot of TV shows out there.
There's so many TV.
My brother proposed a choose your own adventure style TV show.
Interesting.
Except that's called video games.
Right.
So
I thought you were going a different avenue with that. I thought you were talking live game show where somebody chooses their own adventure.
Yeah.
Which would be sick.
That could be
where it's like
if done well.
LARPing.
It sounds like something they would do with just virtual reality.
Right.
Yeah, I guess that'd be kind of lame.
It would just be watching.
Hold on now. Didn't Nickelodeon kind of have something like that, like a VR?
They used to have where it used to be a game show where you would complete challenges on like a projected screen.
Oh yeah, it was like they were in front of a green screen or something,
and they had to do certain things. And
yeah, I remember like
it was a lot less remarkable.
The build up to that show, like the build up, I was stoked out of my mind for it. But then I actually saw it and I was like, man, this sucks. This is like just the worst letdown because it was just a guy kind of like slowly crawling across platforms on a green screen, and I couldn't see the green screen. Instead, it was like some Windows 98 like screensaver going behind him.
Because it was like the 90s.
Yeah.
It was a case of I would see commercials for it.
Right.
And they would always hype up the commercials like it's the greatest thing on the planet.
What's that called?
I can't remember.
I'm gonna
it was
pull it up.
like Nick Arcade or something.
Oh, I think it was Nick Arcade. Oh shoot, Firefox is installing updates.
I actually have an answer for this question.
Go for it.
It's possible this has existed, but not to the degree that I'm imagining.
Sure.
That you have contestants of some sort of game show participate in like real like arcade games. So like picture old Donkey Kong, but this person is actually Mario, and they have to actually do it.
Actually jump over barrels. Sick.
To a lesser
That'd be dope.
extent. But if you could do that without it being a murder show,
right,
or like people dying all the time,
murder show.
Like, well, it'd be really
it would be a murder show.
Yeah,
because it's giant barrels being chucked
which is why
down
I say
steps.
they're not going to get a for real gorilla to chuck barrels down some scaffolding.
The closest thing I can think of is like Takeshi's Castle, where they would have. There was one. It was like a Japanese.
Was that the MXC thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what it's
I
based
love
on.
that show.
That's the only thing I can think of, because there's
so
one
good.
where it's like it's basically like a tunnel.
Yeah.
And they push boulders down,
I
but they're
remember
like
that.
foam.
Yeah.
And so
I mean, they would still clobber people.
They still suck to get hit by, but it's not like actual like oil drums being hucked down the
But I
tunnel.
think it would be fun to have some sort of game show where people take place in a version of live action, like old-fashioned arcade
that'd be
games.
pretty fun.
Where to some extent,
like Pac-Man, there's a cannibal running after. Like,
a for real cannibals.
Or you are Pong and you play
ping pong.
Ping pong, yeah.
Oh yeah, you just play.
They're like, and now for the new game, Pong. And everyone's like, yeah. And they're like, they just wheel out a ping pong table. Everyone's like, this sucks.
Dude, they really phoned this one in, didn't they?
Can we talk about MXC for just a little bit? What was it actually called? Takeshi's Castle?
It was a Japanese game show,
right,
called Takeshi's Castle.
Okay.
Where and MXC was them.
Right, it was like the parody.
It was clips from the show with voiceover.
Yeah, they just dubbed over it, right?
And it was incredible.
That was like one of my favorite things to watch when I was younger. Like, it was kind of like that was almost like a coming of age sort of type of show for me, because I watched it with my dad. Like, that was one of the shows.
You like bonded with your dad over it?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we bonded. Okay, so when I was a kid, he would like watch The Next Generation with me or whatever, and that was great. Like, I love The Next Generation, but that was MXC was a little bit different, because I actually like began to sort of understand the jokes they were making, and they were mildly inappropriate, and sometimes even a little bit more mildly inappropriate. But me and my dad would like laugh at them together. And I was in middle school, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm joking with my dad about stuff like this. This is so cool," and it was so funny. I got a real soft spot in my heart for that show. It's
Great
real good.
show.
Yeah,
I don't know why it ended.
So good. I don't know.
Yeah,
they ought to reboot it or something. Although, I mean, now we actually, okay. So before I went into that tirade, I was gonna say, oh, we ought to have like some sort of like real actual game show where they do stuff like that, but they did that a couple years ago.
Wipeout.
Yeah, Wipeout. Yeah, that was it.
That was pretty much the whole thing.
And it was not as good because it didn't have the hilarious dubs, but
they tried.
Yeah,
they tried to have like funny people doing commentary,
right?
And it was fine.
So they hired really shitty comedians.
I would say just incredibly average.
Right. There was always the like field reporter who was attractive. And then they'd have the two guys in the booth cracking jokes in the classic funny
that guy really fell on his ass.
Right. And then they do like telestrations or whatever. But yeah. It had its moments, but
it was entertaining to watch just because I do enjoy people falling down.
Right.
But it wasn't even like an iota as funny as MXC.
It felt too much like an actual competition.
Yeah.
Where there were like people to root for.
Right.
Yeah.
Where in MXC it was just like, this guy works in a cheese factory. And he's looking to.
And he jogs out like okay, nobody can see this, but I'm just chopping my arms up and down really quick. Raises his hand and says like, I hate my wife, and then like goes on the.
And then some of my favorite moments in that show are when they'll voice over like agony or pain, and it'll be like in that example of. Have you seen this show at all, Andrew? So
this is really bad. This is really fun for me.
Okay, we need to sit down and. My God!
I think my
we should
brother
have a guys' night.
On DVD.
Me and you and Kyle and Keegan should all get some MXC. Whiskey, sit down, watch MXC, and just. Oh my God! That'd be the funnest night I can imagine.
One of my favorite moments from the show is it's that one where there's like a tunnel and a ramp, and they're throwing boulders. And there's like gaps in the wall that you're supposed to like press into to let the boulder pass, and then you keep trying to run up. But there are people in the gaps, and so if you try and linger too much, they shove you out.
Oh my God!
Right. That's so awesome. There's this one where the guy gets to the gap, and he like sees the boulder coming, and he's like trying to push in, and so they voice over like, let me in, and then the boulder just like hits him, and it rolls over him, and you hear just. Greatest thing ever,
dude. That show is magical. I love that show so much.
I'll have to.
Can we legit do that this weekend? Mm-hmm. Like, oh my God, that would be so much fun.
Super not going to happen this weekend.
Oh, but it'd be so much
Kyle
fun.
and Cassie are moving.
Oh, that's right.
I'm gonna see.
Story of the week: Kyle bought a house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Cassie's money.
With that Hallmark cash.
With that sugar mama money.
Ugh. Yikes.
Oh my God.
So what your answer was act like a game show.
An actual game show where they participate in a version of a our old actual arcade game. Yeah. But there's actual challenge to it because it'd be like running down a hallway with boulders, except they're like barrels.
I want Bomberman. I want Bomberman to be part of that. Yeah. Where you have to like set down a bomb and then be like, oh shit.
they're like partially diffused landmines.
Right. Yeah.
They explode confetti really loudly. You're like, oh my God.
And you actually like go deaf for a couple seconds. Like a concussion grenade.
You get tinnitus from it. Yeah. You hear that? Right.
Oh man.
I couldn't think of. My brother also suggested a show where it's a alternate universe where children come out as straight to their parents. I wasn't sure.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. It sounds like
I don't know if it'd be interesting.
That as a premise seems somewhat interesting, but there would need
is
to
this
be
like a is this like a dystopian sort of like? It's like
I don't know. If
you know when Fox tries to make like an HBO show, and it just like falls flat on its face.
Well, yeah,
it would be like that
because there's a lot of reasons why it falls flat on its face. Among them is that they're trying to stretch a budget for 20 episodes, where HBO makes at max like 10.
Yeah,
and so. Plus, they usually have more money to spend on their shows.
Yeah.
Where Fox is like, let's just pump out like 8 shows.
And we can't show the titties.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what that would do. There would need to be more to it. Matthew said a sci-fi film noir detective show, which is pretty much just Blade Runner.
Yeah, Blade Runner.
Right.
I was going to say
the Blade Runner TV show. A D&D show that is a literal imagined visualization of a group of tabletop players.
That would actually be interesting.
So you really suggesting like people actually do a D&D set, but then it's actually like transformed into an actual TV show that's played?
Like, I don't know, but I imagine if they did it where it's like zoomed out, you have people playing D&D, and then like it zooms in and it's those people dressed as characters and doing things.
That would be both hilarious and awesome.
I'm imagining it'd be more comedic. It could go two ways. Really comedic if the budget is bad. If the budget is like that Disney money, it would
that
be
Disney cash.
Yeah, it would be an incredible show that would last for seasons.
Yeah.
I imagine they could do it on like Cartoon Network. Yeah. And not with like real people, but with like cartoons.
Yeah.
And have it be like...
Dude, did you see Over the Garden Wall? The little mini series that Cartoon Network did?
No. I heard about it.
It was real good. I don't know why D&D made me think of that. I heard it was
strangely like...
It's
substantial.
It's really strange, and it carries some weight, strangely.
Right. More than you would expect from a Cartoon Network.
Absolutely, right. But man, the aesthetic is so strong in that show. Like it creates a feeling. It's really, really good. But anyway, I don't know why that made me think of D&D. Just kind of fancy.
I imagine stuff. If they did it comedically, like I still think they would do it comedically, and the DM would be like very all about like use your imagination, imagine the situation, and so like the framing of it is that they actually go into this. And then they're like scoffing when all the monsters look like crap and stuff like that. But then he's like, "No, imagine the setting."
Yeah. Now, just imagine.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, something like that. I thought. I didn't think of a ton, but I thought of something where sort of like the choose your own adventure, but it would get to a point in the story where people vote. It's like a scripted story, but they get to vote on who survives.
Well, that's what I thought you meant when you said choose your own ending, something like that.
Right. No.
That would be sick.
My brother said choose your own adventure, which is sort of similar to that, but it's like the idea that I've had is that somehow you have a bunch of characters get put in one place and it's like a Saw type thing.
Ooh.
But then you have people voting on like texting or whatever, like you vote for America's Got Talent.
So it's like all of America playing Until Dawn.
Essentially.
That's awesome.
And so if it's like you have the one, so maybe like a couple of detectives are there, and so people vote for one but not the other, and it's like the top 10 voted for survive while the other ones die, and they don't reveal it until there's no reveal until like it airs and people actually die. The cost of that would be
insane,
right?
Yeah,
but it'd be really good.
The detectives, if you do have multiple detectives, would people be able to vote on which sort of like breadcrumb trail they would want to go down? So it's like this detective has this theory, this detective has this theory.
I imagine it would be, I think the dichotomy, I think it would only be characters. And so if it's like let's say there's a character who's an absolute dirtbag, like no one really likes him, like he's
who's that guy in The Walking Dead? Season 1,
Shane.
Season 2. Yeah, Shane.
Right, like Shane, where people, like everyone hates him,
right?
But he has the best idea of how to get out.
Yeah.
And so people will be like, if I vote for him, then they might not get out. But if I don't vote for him...
Oh, so then he just dies and they won't be able to follow his plan.
And so they can't...
Yeah.
Right. And so that would be a dichotomy.
It makes it really interesting because I have to imagine writing for that show would be a nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
Acting for that show is like, okay, it airs in 2 days. Let's record an episode.
Right. And that's I think that's probably why it hasn't happened yet, because
so cool.
Because you'd have to hire people on for like small contracts.
Yeah.
Because if it's
because you don't know if like maybe Sean Bean will only last one episode instead of 10 episodes.
Right. And it's like we put the money in, we paid for Sean Bean, and then everyone's like,
spoiler alert, by the way.
Bean.
Well, I mean, there are shows that
first,
like
2 episodes.
All those shows are based off of like Project Runway or like those chef shows. Right. Their contracted people who are on are usually like, this is what you get paid per episode you're on. If you're eliminated, you're gone.
Right.
And those shows have also included things like download the app for our TV like program and you can vote. But if you had like a show like that and you paid your actors like that, people you'd have to pay a lot would be your writers.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because the writers would be like, this is a hellscape to work in.
Okay, I have to write 10 different scenarios for next week.
It has to be. See, I'm not sure if they would write out like every possible scenario.
Yeah.
Because it could be that it's like, because it's a bunch of characters working together, they could write a scenario where this person died, but these 3 people survived. And so these 3 people work together, but then they have and these people like work organically together. But then what if the voting goes where this person dies and these 3 people have to find like some sort of common ground to work together?
If you think about it, it's really kind of just like America playing D&D with a set of DMs that like 10 DMs or something.
And it like I would
It'd be cool as all hell.
It would have to be it would have to be like, well, they did, this is only sort of related, but there used to be a Twitch Plays Pokemon where pretty much the chat of Twitch is the controls for the game.
Oh, wow.
And so it would be like a mess. So it would be like forward. People would be typing like forward, back. And like what Pokemon are caught. And they managed to get all the way through the game with like
5 years.
Like it took a long time. They even did Twitch Plays Halo.
Oh jeez.
Where it was like aim up, aim down.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, it was.
I'd like to watch 2 people where it's 2 different accounts of like that playing against each other. In Halo.
Like a one-on-one.
That'd be interesting. That would be fun to watch because it'd be a lot of like.
It'd be a lot of like bullets going.
And there'd be someone, and they're just standing still trying to hit each other, but everyone's saying different things, so the gun's just like moving wildly.
Yeah.
And you just have that one person in the middle that's just typing reload, like every 2 seconds.
Reload.
And there's some people like shooting, and one of the guys is like, start the reload animation. And that's
it's like, sick, I got it. Okay, well,
line up.
hit him once.
No, it's time to reload.
Okay, alright. Gotta hit him at least 3 more times to kill him.
Switch weapons.
Oh man.
Throw a grenade.
Dude, can you imagine like playing as a Farah or something? Like it would be boost. Boost.
Jump slightly.
Right.
Boost.
I would
Fire rocket.
Yeah. I want to see a 1 versus 1 Overwatch where the Twitch does that, because it would be hilarious to watch.
It would be really funny.
Watching them trying to figure out who the character is going to be, because it would be like the last person to put it in would be like, it'd be like every single hero's being named, and one person's just like, Mercy! And that gets picked, and they're all like,
oh shit.
No!
Like, Battle Mercy is pretty legit though, I'm not gonna lie.
Be solid Battle Mercy. But yeah, I think it would have to be like an episode every 2 weeks or something, because they could not do it every week. So if it's like they show an episode, then show another, like show that same episode but with more of the like, vote this way to have this happen, vote this way to have this happen, and then that's given time, and then they make another episode. Like, it would be a nightmare to try and escape, but I think it would be really, really interesting.
Yeah, it'd be really.
I think it'd be super cool. Well,
did we answer the question from last week?
Yeah, we're at 58:30 right now, so we're doing pretty good.
The question from last week was if you could take any 2 movie universes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And cross them over.
Mishmash them.
I mean, you weren't here, so that helps.
Well, but you did mention it to me.
My original idea, which I kind of like but might tweak, I originally said crossover like Sesame Street and Godzilla, because I thought that would be interesting, but I like it more when you think about you have a Sesame Street style Godzilla, and then you see the devastation of like a Sesame Street style like Statue of Liberty like crumbled on the ground.
It's like a Statue of Liberty in Sesame Street style with like construction paper flames coming up out of the back
like
of it and
you
stuff.
see this devastated New York City or Sesame Street with all these things, and then Big Bird whips out his AK-47 and starts
what's
lighting
that show
Godzilla.
about the puppets in the barrio? Oh yeah, that's a great show. That's a Dwight Schrute.
It's great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I think that would be a really good one, but I don't know if you guys have a better idea.
No, I like it.
Chronicles of Narnia last week.
Not in reference to this.
I remember saying like Chronicles of Narnia crossed with like like Schindler's List or something, where you go through the wardrobe and it's just the
and you're in the Holocaust. Oh
right.
God, that's bad.
Think of
no. You go through the wardrobe and suddenly everything's black and white except for that one red thing.
That little girl's dress.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
And Steven Spielberg's there.
Still feels bad. But there's also a lion.
Oh, hi!
Still has his baseball cap.
He's in color. Just
hello!
Yeah, I don't know. I do find the concept of the Chronicles of Narnia, like wardrobe portal opening to random places,
because it's
like
intriguing.
But you gotta go past the jackets and shit. Like you gotta go.
Well, yeah, but
No, I'm just saying it's cool. Like
if you open the door of the wardrobe and then just like started parting through the jackets, and then you open the door and it's like the vacuum of space, right? While there's like a Star Wars battle,
like aliens happening behind you. Like
it's like let
me go back.
It's like a side door to the Death Star that you just sort of open. And you're like,
this isn't World War II.
Yeah, Darth Vader's just like chilling there and looking at you, and then you're just like, sorry.
That really dark room that every time they find Darth Vader and he puts his helmet on, somewhere there's the wardrobe opens in that room somewhere.
Or dude, you just like open the room and there's the pale man from Pan's Labyrinth. And you're just like, ooh, sorry.
I should go.
I should go. Is that what his name is? The Pale Man? Or Pale?
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember. I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Scary movie.
Or
yeah, I love that.
Narnia and Jurassic Park.
Open the door.
Oh God!
Just like a T-Rex foot. Just
they're like,
Okay.
And they find the professor in the house, and he's like, "Oh, I know." And they're like, "You know?"
I've got one. Aliens versus Oh no, they did that.
Got it. All right, I got one for legit. Are you guys are familiar with Neon Genesis Evangelion?
Yeah, you made me watch it.
Yeah. It's so good though. I mean, I made you watch part of the reboots. I don't know if 4.44 is out yet, but it's so good. But okay, hear me out here.
You made me watch
Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Okay.
We got post-apocalyptic aliens/angels trying to destroy the human race. We have the human race building these giant, like, sort of metaphysical robots that you can connect to on some spiritual level, right? They're fighting and shit, and angels. And then
the Power Rangers
insert
Megazord.
The cast of Friends. And Ross all of a sudden becomes Shinji Ikari. And Ross is like, I don't know, Dad. Why do you want me to do this?
That's kind of what Ross
I don't know.
Like.
And then he finally, because there's this hot redhead, decides to get in the robot and fight the angels. And man, it's just an epic tale.
You're just replacing one character with Ross.
Right.
Okay, fine.
And it's not even
okay,
Ross.
So Ross...
It's just David Schwimmer. That's all you're doing.
Okay, alright. No. That's Ross.
No,
that's
the
same thing.
I like it better if it's just still everything's cartoon. Then David Schwimmer is just David Schwimmer. Everything around him is cartoon.
Not even like cartoon David Schwimmer. Just actual David Schwimmer in a sweater.
Who's the actor that plays Joey?
Matt LeBlanc.
Matt LeBlanc is Shinji's dad, and he's like, hey, come on, man, just get the robot.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Isn't that Rocky?
I don't know, man. It's friends. They're all just friends. And then, let's see, Rachel is Asuka, I guess, because it's the love interest thing. Monica's got to be Rei Ayanami. Because I guess they both have short hair.
What a strong
this
connection
really
they
fell
have.
apart, I think.
It's strong, man. Don't you discount this art.
Isn't this
like
movie universes?
Yeah.
Hey, there's not Neon Genesis Evangelion series of movies. I guess there's not a Friends movie. Oh, the Joey movie.
No, that was a TV show.
Yeah. No.
Let me throw you guys one more. The Goofy movies, all of them.
Yeah.
That whole universe.
It's a masterpiece.
It doesn't even matter what you're going to say.
Crossed with literally anything.
Dude, but give us something.
Okay, I'll pick the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, I'm 100% on board.
Yeah, no, I'm in.
Yeah, it'd be super good.
Powerline? Who's Powerline? Who does he become?
I'm not changing characters. I'm just mixing the two worlds together.
Mixing them. Like, so there's a concert going on, and Max is like, "Yeah, I'm Powerline. I gotta." Was her name Roseanne? Roxanne.
Yeah.
Roxanne. He's like, man, I gotta really impress Roxanne by lying to her about going to this Powerline concert in LA instead of a fishing trip with my dumb dad. And then Captain America shows up, and he's like, damn, there's some Nazis at this Powerline concert. And he just starts slinging stuff.
Yeah, he sounds like that.
Yeah, he says a lot of that.
There's some Nazis at this Powerline concert.
Damn. Ain't no fool's gonna mess with my Powerline concert. Ain't no Nazi fool.
Why is he Mr. T?
Yeah, he's Mr. T now.
I like it.
Oh, man. All right. It's
what a missed opportunity.
For real.
All right.
I think that pretty much brings us to the question for next week. Yeah.
I have one. Or if anyone else has one, you're welcome to suggest it. Okay, so imagine you...
Dagrins.
Imagine you're in the Game of Thrones.
Let me...
Hey, Mama.
Okay. So you...
Guess what?
You're a superhero.
Hell yeah.
Imagine your powers. Imagine your costume.
Ultra Bonerman.
Imagine, like, your superhero persona. What is your sidekick's name?
Dilby.
Man. Dilby. What a poor guy.
He's this
Ultra Boner Man and Dilby.
You know how Batman goes through several Robins? Graham's on like his 50th Dilby.
Because nobody wants to be Dilby.
He just kidnaps the kid, puts him in a costume, and throws him into battle.
They get exactly to the point where they suit up for combat, and he sees the outfit, and he's like, UBM, what does UBM stand for? Ultra Boner Man! And he's like, oh, that makes...
Oh, okay, cool. Well, what is Dick... What?
What is Dick?
What is...
Ultra Boner Man's kidnapping children.
What does D stand for on my costume? Dilby!
Right. And they're like...
I see, we painted this picture that Graham's a superhero. Ultra Boner Man. He's kidnapping kids.
He's a kidnapper.
He's a kidnapping all
Putting
day.
them in tights and calling them Dilby.
My youthful ward, Dilby.
And Captain America's like, damn, there's too many Nazis in my Powerline
He's like,
concert.
damn, you're not gonna be an Avenger Man. I think I need to arrest you.
Avenger Man?
No, I said you're not going to be an Avenger, man. I need to arrest you.
I actually prefer if he had said Avenger Man.
You're not gonna be an Avenger Man.
You're not gonna be some Avenger Man. And then,
dude, that's what I'm gonna name my first son, Avengerman, instead of Benjamin.
We spelled Avenger Man.
And the kid,
Avenger Spaceman. It's pronounced Avengerman.
It's pronounced Avengerman.
Dilby to the Ultra Boner Mobile.
He's just like, let me go home to my mom.
Where's my mom?
He's like, pay no attention to your mom,
young Dilby.
Cut to a training sequence of just Graham like doing pull-ups and this kid crying in the corner.
If you're going to fight at my side, you'll need to learn how to defend yourself.
I don't want
my mom.
I just want my mama.
I'm going to launch these bricks at you, and you need to defend yourself from them.
If you can dodge a brick, you can dodge a laser.
And then,
Dilby.
The Alfred of the series is like, hey, are you throwing bricks at a child? Don't question Ultra Boner Man's training program.
This is Ultra Boner Man's child.
Dilby will learn.
I'm sorry to your family because we're shouting Ultra Boner Man.
Yeah.
And your mom and your sister are watching Dilby! Hold on, real quick. Your mom and your sister are watching some A&E series on Scientology right now, which seems fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
But we're just up here shouting Ultra Boner Man while they're learning about... trying to educate themselves.
Those are all that different.
I think you're thinking of Mormonism.
I mean,
No, Scientology has done more kidnapping, I imagine.
Oh, kidnapping, yeah, probably.
Right. Less brick throwing.
Dude,
probably.
next episode we should actually do cults.
You're going to have more time since you're not working in Topeka, so...
You'll have to actually do research.
I'll do some research.
And I'll do research.
We've been wanting to do cults for a long time.
It is true.
We can do some research.
Superhero I would be would be Dr. Bees.
Dr. Bees!
And the sidekick is...
Dilby.
Yeah, I'm taking Dilby. That's why he's got there's so many Dilbys.
Former Dilby.
I'm the
Dilby
hero.
1, Dilby 2,
I'm the hero
Dilby
who's
3.
taking Dilby from him.
So your sidekick is Professor Wasps.
Professor Wasps.
But it's not the wasp, the bug. It's
the white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Right. And so he's like has a mask, but he's just wearing like a suit.
It's just a mask of Mitt Romney. Oh no, he's Mormon, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just a mask of George Bush or something. Who's the
a generic white Anglo-Saxon Protestant?
It's a mask of me.
Matters.
It's a mask of my face.
It's just like the most plain white Anglo-Saxon Protestant face, like the blandest face you can think.
It's my face.
Yeah, and then it's just like, and then he has a box that just opens up, and then it's just another white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Or no,
he's holding
he opens his mouth, unhinges his jaw,
and an entire white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
White Anglo-Saxon male,
that one stands up,
comes
does the
out
same
of
thing,
his mouth.
and they just multiply.
Right, they're like
they have an army.
Yeah, like Russian nesting dolls.
See, we started as who's your sidekick? We've turned into villains.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? This not necessarily.
This is.
In what world is Dr.
heroes.
Boner Man a hero?
No. It's Ultra Boner Man.
And Dilby.
My bad.
Dilby.
I'm Ultra Boner Man. I'm kidnapping children and throwing bricks at them.
Yeah, I
Do not
guess
question Ultra Boner Man's trading.
When you put it like that, it's a little.
When you break it down into facts.
When you put it like that,
well, of course it's that bad. Okay.
All right.
Do you have an answer, Torrin?
Oh God.
Dilby.
No.
I'm Dilby.
Wait, I'm actually Dilby. Oh, hold on. It's a Dilby origin story. You are the Dilby origin story. You got kidnapped from your home by
me?
Ultra. Yeah, you got kidnapped from your home by Ultra. You're the superhero. So you got kidnapped from your home by Ultra Boner Man,
and I have to.
And it's kind of like the comedian in Watchmen, where he's sort of like a really fucked up hero, like an anti-hero almost. And so Ultra Boner Man's like kind of trying to do good, but he's insane. And so he takes Dilby, throws bricks at him. Dilby cries, and then Dilby runs away and he's like, I will not become Ultra Boner Man. I will become my own man.
But then
and do
I
good
start kidnapping
things.
children.
No. Well, yeah, it's your story. I mean, you can do whatever you want.
And then I start kidnapping
I'm tracking with you.
orphans.
Oh,
but then I give them a place to live.
That's good. That's really good.
Like imagine like a fenced in like farm.
Okay.
And it's like a field,
like
and I just have
like cattle, like cattle,
like a bunch of orphans, and I just set them free in this field.
See, when you started this, you sounded like Batman.
Then
now you sound like you're going to kill children.
No. I'm not going to kill them.
Children.
I'm going to let them survive, and then the one who's the strongest at the end gets to be my side.
So it's like a battle royale type scenario.
Yeah, they get to earn their spot.
Sick, man.
Because
I mean, you obviously get the best sidekick in that scenario.
Child abuse is a cycle.
Whoever said anything about child abuse?
No, not abuse.
We're just talking about kids killing each other.
Survival.
Yeah.
Is a cycle.
It's different.
I survived having bricks thrown at me by a psychopath.
By Ultra Boner Man.
And they survived like a Hunger Games style cage match.
Yeah. It's easy.
Hell yeah.
It's simple. It makes total sense.
The PDT podcast does not support child abuse, and
I understand it may sound like we're very for it, but
right.
it's not true.
But we're very against it.
As much as we've talked about force feeding children shots of liquor and pitting them against each other in a battle royale type scenario, we actually don't condone violence against children.
Yeah, I used to work at I shouldn't say that.
You used to work at Miss Old Blake.
Yeah,
Miss Old Blake.
I did work there.
All right, let's stop talking about
Let's
that.
start talking about.
All right, we are at
an
hour and 15 minutes.
All right.
I think we've done. This has been a really good episode.
Solid, yeah.
I think I've had a lot of fun.
Despite the butt water, yeah.
I mean, Buttwater was a great addition.
You've been listening to the PDT podcast.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
I hope you keep listening.
Please keep listening.
I hope that this is the first episode that you listen to.
If you've been
and
subscribing, if you've been subscribing and you haven't been getting notified of when we post something on our YouTube channel, there's a little bell icon that you can click and it will set up notifications.
Yeah.
So ding our bell. Ding our bell. Yeah, ding that bell. And
that way you'll know when we post stuff, you can get notifications. This has been
PDT Podcast.
PDT
Yeah,
Podcast.
I expect you to tell your friends about it.
Professor Wasps, Dilby, and
Ultra Boner Man. And who's yours?
I was Dr. B's.
You were Dr. B's.
Oh yeah, that's.
Oh, it was Dr. B's, Ultra Boner Man, and Dilby 2. Dilby 2, the child kid.
Dilby Man.
Dilberman.
The child fighter.
The child fighter. It's like some people, like Michael Vick fights dogs, you just fight children.
Okay.
This has been PDT, particularly donkulous toast.
Yeah, let's stop.
Particularly
enough to build a court case.
Bad talking.
Bye bye.
Okay.
Bye 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 bye.